Welcome to Mindflow Radio.
Mindflow Radio. We're your hosts, Lynn and Lamont McPheron.
We are all in this
together. If you wanna evolve into your highest potential, if you wanna evolve into your highest potential, you gotta transcend the fear of what that change may look like. You gotta transcend the need to be approved by others. If you wanna evolve into your highest potential, if you wanna evolve into your highest potential, you gotta transcend the doubt into determination. You gotta transcend to know you are not the victim. Be a pioneer of your inner sphere. 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 All is one, can't deny this ultimate truth. All is one, you can't escape me by blaming you. All is one, it takes faith to heal your family tree. All is one, you gotta dive deep into your psyche. Be a pioneer of your inner sphere. 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 All is one. To harm you is to harm myself. All is one. Lead with love is the greatest wealth. All is one. I forgive you and set myself free. All is one. Realize my goal is clarity. If you wanna evolve into your highest potential, if you wanna evolve into your highest potential, you gotta transcend the fear of what that change may look like. You gotta transcend the need to be approved by others. If you wanna evolve into your highest potential, if you wanna evolve into your highest potential. Welcome to Mindflow Radio.
Mindflow Radio. Here we are. Here we are.
And you're here with us. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So
we're all in this together.
Yeah.
Energetically, that's like physics.
Yeah.
Right? A physical fact.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Energetic beings.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so he's Monty.
Yep. And she's Jalen.
I just love that. And we are here sharing with you some thoughts on mindful living, mindful music, and things of the sort.
Yeah. Mindful lifestyle.
Mindful, lifestyle. Yeah, so what's that mean to you?
For me, it means to use the skill of mindfulness as much as possible just throughout the day and night.
Yeah.
And what being mindful means technically is being that neutral, discerning witness to your own thoughts and your environment.
Yeah, you were just talking about that the other day, like kind of a theory of there's two main components of mindfulness.
Of thinking.
Yeah.
Well, think of it, when we're thinking of the past, we either hear things, like hear words, like our kind of like internal dialogue,
Mm-hmm.
but we can also see things in our mind's eye.
Mm-hmm.
So those are like the two components to thought, essentially. So there's an audio and a visual sense to thinking of the past or envisioning the future.
Yeah, I think what I was remembering you talking about was the mindful awareness and also the presence. Does that sound familiar? There's like, mindful awareness and presence would be the same thing, but there's
it's tricky.
The quality of thinking, and then there's the presence.
Yeah, the quality of our thinking. I mean, our thinking can be mindful or not,
Mm-hmm.
And being the witness to our thoughts. I mean, if our thinking is based on discernment and clarity, and we have moments of presence,
Mm-hmm.
Built into our thinking pattern, essentially, then we're being mindful. But if our thinking mind is running rampant and just full of judgment or hatred, or just being like totally lost in the past or totally lost in the future,
Right.
if you're really lacking in that presence, then you're not being mindful.
I also wonder too, like, I'll just share, last night I could not go to sleep, and I was just looking forward to the next day, and I was gathering my thoughts on how I was going to present my opinion to a group of people. And I just really all night would ruminate, and then I'd be like, no, presence, listen to the crickets. And I'd try to open my ears and listen to the crickets, and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 my head's spinning, and I need to talk to this person and talk, and these are the things I need to say, and man, I wish I had a notebook next to me, and presence. Okay, listen to the crickets. I did that for over 2 hours.
Yeah, and it worked out well.
It did work out well.
I would say that is being mindful, because you were noticing when you were ruminating too much, and you were labeling it probably as I'm ruminating, so you put an end to it. You took a break from it. Yeah, and then it came back. But then you took another break from it. And then you see, and that's good. Right. Because you came up with some good solutions too. Did you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like, I guess the reason why I share that is for those of you out there who also have intermittent insomnia, and it's like, where did this come from? And what am I doing? Am I even thinking? What, and we have our own rumination styles, and it's just interesting that we all have that, even if we've been training a really long time, unless you're already enlightened, which is really special, and we'd love to interview you. So get in touch. But you know what I'm saying?
That's awesome for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Indeed.
Even if you train and train and train, there is very likely going to be times of rumination. And the question I have is, sometimes the rumination does serve a purpose, because if you're able to see it mindfully, you do seek the solutions rather than just the blame and shame and guilt. And
well, that's it. I mean, if you're able to be mindful and take breaks from it, then your mind is going to be more clear and more relaxed. Like last night, if you'd have been laying there and just ruminating without noticing it necessarily, without labeling it, and without taking breaks from it, your mind would have just been getting more agitated and more agitated and more agitated. And then it would make today much different.
Yeah.
So you mindfully handled that very well.
Yeah, I guess it brings to mind mindful agitation. Is there such thing?
Well, through getting into the habit of mindfulness, your mental agitation will definitely be reduced.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean eliminated.
Yeah.
Your anxiety is going to be reduced.
Mm-hmm.
Your depression will be reduced. Like you said, maybe if somebody's enlightened, maybe they don't have any of that stuff.
And I want to interview you. Please let us know your story. Yeah, it's
for sure
a wonderful journey. It's so worth it and valuable, and I'm really glad for it. I'm glad for every bit of it that I've been through, even the really icky stuff that I didn't know if I would make it through, and I did, and here I am.
Good job.
And to be in this new place of owning myself in a way that I don't think I've ever felt comfortable being me in such a way. And I'm really grateful. And I'm grateful that I get to share that and not just, it's possible to find your strengths. It's possible to find your solutions. It's possible to move into clarity.
Well, and to shift into a different chapter in your life.
Mm-hmm.
That is possible.
Yeah.
A better chapter, perhaps.
For me personally, it's taken a mindful community that I trust and feel safe with.
Yeah, well, and lots of training on your own.
Oh, yeah,
part.
for sure. But I do think that there's something really important about real relationships with people and that interconnection and that mindful interrelationship skills that we've trained into and now can work with people and be like, these are my raw truths, and receive the raw truths of theirs and be open to changing and shifting myself through these conversations.
Well, community is just so important.
Yeah.
I mean, throughout history, anything worthwhile that's been created has actually been created by a community of people.
Well, right. Because
like somebody has an idea and somebody has the mechanical understanding and somebody is good at working. And it takes like lots and lots of people working together to create anything.
Yeah.
And,
really? Seriously.
And we're
really
working on creating a more evolved society. That's our goal, and that's our community's goal as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thrive Tribe.
Yeah, Driftless Thrive Tribe.
Driftless Thrive.
Might have a new name. We're not sure, but
well, that's one
right
name.
now. That's one of our names, and so keep your eye out for that in the future.
Here we go.
But so it's just been really fun, and I feel cosmically that we're all in this time of being given the opportunity to grow, evolve, and heal. Really, and I'm seeing it all with all my friends, with my clients, that this is a time of, it's kind of like a struggle, breakthrough, struggle, breakthrough, struggle, breakthrough. You can still remain in that struggle and not break through.
Yeah, certainly.
But with, skill, with training, with perseverance, with dedication, it is absolutely possible to break through.
Well, we're ultimately, I believe we're all destined to break through.
Right.
So we have the universe on our side.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could, completely blow it this lifetime.
Yeah.
But then I'd get the next, I mean, I'd get another shot at it.
Well, that's because we're lucky and we believe in reincarnation.
Well, luck or not. But I mean, the point is that we're destined to evolve. Mm-hmm. And that the universe encourages us to evolve. So if we get on that path of evolving, ideally the universe
keeps going,
helps us on this path instead of working against us.
Yes, absolutely. And about your visual and audible thoughts that you were talking about, what just flashed into my mind with what you just said is that I follow the signs, and they're usually visual or they could be audible, but I mean they're outside of me. They're not signs that I see inside of myself, But then I've been wanting the signs to be inside of myself too, so that I can trust my intuition.
Well, that's it. It's the feeling. I mean, there's the audible and there's the visual, but there's also the feeling aspect
Absolutely.
of understanding intuition or getting in touch with our intuition.
Yeah, and I witnessed that shift in me, and it was kind of a shocker at first, which is why I needed my community to bounce stuff off of. But
well, then we need to be careful too, because we can get tricked.
Yeah.
And that's part of the game, though, is just like figuring it out.
Yeah.
Is this legit or is this not legit? Is this message coming from my soul, or is this message coming from my ego that's trying to like trip me up somehow? That's the question.
Yeah, and I also experienced that something that if you have expectation, it's hard to. Okay, I'll just share. So I had this experience where I pumped myself up and I was like, I will not doubt myself. I will not have the worst case scenario in my head. I'm going to have the best case scenario in my head. And I'm going to believe in myself. And I really have pumped myself up. And then what happened didn't really fit my vision.
Yeah.
And I lost the ability to see that it was the best case scenario. And I just kind of felt dropped and falling and having a difficult time. But over like a 24-hour period, I really came to this place of, oh, it was the best case scenario. What a trip. And I couldn't picture what a best case scenario is, but I had like this image and boundaries on it.
Yeah.
And,
you
I
had
had
like the specifics.
Yeah, the wrong specifics. And how to, believe in a best case scenario without specifics. That's hard.
Isn't it? To me, that just like gets, if you want to look at the big picture, I think of the Lotus Sutra, where the best case scenario, according to Buddha, and this is Buddha's highest teaching, I believe, each of us will be enlightened eventually. It might take a couple hundred lifetimes. It might be this lifetime, but we all get there. That's the best case scenario. So
right.
If you just keep that like in the background of everything,
yeah,
we all get there. We're all spiritual beings. Another thing the Lotus Sutra said was focus on the good. If you want to create change, focus on the positive. Pour your energy into the positive, which seems completely logical to me.
Yeah, and that brings up another thought that I've been having over the last few days is boundaries and safety and protection and caution versus, complete vulnerability, being vulnerable in selective ways.
Yeah.
And
being wise.
Yeah.
Well, and you're saying mindfully see the entire picture. You don't ignore the evil or the negative.
Right.
You don't ignore it and pretend it's not there. That would be like spiritual bypassing. You want to like look at it, fully understand it as much as is possible, but also see the positive end of the spectrum.
Whew. And I just had this flash of vision of a tribe of people. They see the hurricane coming and they're going to focus on the good by packing up and going, or battening down the hatches, or however you want to imagine what the solution is. But they don't just sit and stare at the hurricane and be upset about it.
Right.
They're going to like take positive action on how do I deal with this in the best, smartest way possible.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's there, but it's not going to handicap you.
Well, and it's, in a way, it's like acceptance too.
Right.
Instead of, I can't believe this is happening.
Right.
And like freaking out. And
it's like, nope, this is happening. Keep your head on.
Yeah. Keep your head on.
Move forward.
Roll
pack
with
up.
this. In the long run, this will probably turn out to be a good thing.
Yeah. And I don't mean there's a hurricane coming, but that was the flash that I had of just the idea of focusing on the positive, focusing on the solutions.
Yeah, on the solutions.
You got to get yourself out of the storm's path and doesn't mean that you ignore that it's there.
Yeah.
So, let's do that, folks. Let's focus on the positive and
on the solution.
Focus on the solutions and
finding
do the best we can every day.
Yeah, right.
And, keep
every
an
moment.
eye on that storm that's over behind you, but keep going.
Let's not get too focused on it. For me, that means don't look at the news too much.
Yeah.
Because that's too much focus.
Yeah, I've been too busy to look at the news or Facebook. It's just been pretty awesome to be that busy. It's like, oh, I haven't checked in with my favorite groups. And I'm like, I don't have time. I've got to get all this stuff done.
Yeah, well, I'm purposeful.
Kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm staying away from, I'm being moderate with Facebook personally. Yeah. I mean, over the last month, I've probably been on Facebook maybe 6 days.
Yeah, you're not doing it during the week now.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it helps.
For sure.
During the weekdays.
So how do we share a tip, like a mindfulness skill that can help our listeners see the solutions?
Well, one of those things we're just talking about right now is finding moderation with our our media consumption, I would say, and connecting with your tribe. That's another one. That's another tip that's super important. And focusing on the solution. That's another tip. Focusing on your own mind and noticing when you're ruminating.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got this question for you.
Okay.
I'm noticing my mind and I'm noticing that I'm ruminating on this problem or worry. What do I do?
Oh boy.
Give me the tip.
All right. Let's get present and see what you can hear outside of yourself. See if you can hear the breeze, the birds, the crickets, whatever time of day it is. See if you can bring yourself into the natural world, bring your senses into the natural world, or hearing somebody breathing near you and just feeling yourself reaching your sensational tentacles out beyond you into the natural world. Even if you're in a city, you can hear the breeze or you can hear people talking. People are part of nature.
Yeah.
And just allowing yourself to hear what is now.
I hear my breathing.
What is
that
now
part of nature?
Yep. And another skill to get out of the rumination would be to focus on the breath. For me, when I'm laying down, I have to do kind of a body scan and recognize if I'm holding tension, which I usually am, and just imagine that I'm just melting into the bed and just letting all my weight go and all my ability to be relaxed, trusting that the bed is holding me. That's a pretty big one. Yeah, so that's my 3 things that I do. Send out my tentacles into nature and see what I can hear and feel, and focus on my breath, lengthening the exhale, focusing on trusting that my surface is holding me right now.
Yeah, okay.
And that I'm safe in this moment right now.
And that lengthening the exhale reminds me of watching like a pro basketball player shoot a free throw, and he's at the free throw line, dribbles the ball, but then there's always that big exhalation. It's it helps balance him or center him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then he shoots.
So he must shoot on an inhale then.
No, he's holding his breath.
Oh,
I
really? Oh, very cool.
It's kind of like, that's the same way with shooting a gun, actually. You're exhaling, you lengthen the exhale, and right at the end, that's the way I learned, right at the end of the exhale.
Okay, I've never done
that. We could do that sometime.
Yeah, I don't think so. But anywho, that's our tip for this week, or our tips for this week, and just living mindfully and moving forward in the most positive-minded, solution-focused way that you possibly can.
Absolutely.
Because that's how we evolve. That's how we move forward.
Yep. And really being that witness to your own thinking process. You want to clearly be the observer of your thoughts. You want to be the consciousness watching your thoughts. Because a lot of people, they think they are their thoughts.
Yeah.
You know?
They're just too close.
They self-identify with their thoughts.
Yeah.
But no, we can learn to steer our thinking if it's not working
hard.
in our favor.
It's hard.
It is. It's
when
an
my
art.
head goes into rumination, it's something, man.
Well, just like anything worthwhile, it takes a long time of training.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a worthwhile endeavor.
It's like learning to play the guitar. It just doesn't happen right away.
Right.
But if you have perseverance and patience and good instruction, bam, it's going to happen.
That's a good summary of what's needed. Perseverance, patience, and good instruction.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
I should say we have a new book out.
Yeah.
Speaking of instructions, Mindfulness Handbook, 4th edition. I'm sure it'll be on our website.
Yep, it is on the website.
Oh, it is. IMI.earth.
Yep.
And
it is.
Yeah.
There's so much in store. If you haven't subscribed yet, now would be a good time. We've got courses about to be launched. We've got music videos on the way. We've got we're part of this Driftless Thrive Tribe collective that's going to be sharing lots of conscious media.
Yeah, and events.
And events for local. Select people.
Yeah.
But conscious media for everyone.
Yes.
So indeed. There's so much to be shared with you. And again, if you're enlightened, I'm not even kidding. I do want to hear from you. So you can get a hold of us at connect@imi.earth.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you. We're grateful you're here, and we're grateful to share and be in this time-space continuum with you and shifting the vibe of our whole world together.
Indeed. It all starts with our own minds.
Yeah. It's beautiful and meaningful, and we do have this. So share with your mindful tribe, and we'll be back next week. We have one more song for you. Be well. We're going to play Hare Krishna in 5.
thank you for your presence. You've been listening to Mindflow Radio. You can support Mindflow Radio on Patreon and get exclusive content access. Big gratitude to Lotus Head for their mindful music, keeping us in the flow. A shout out to our sponsors, Integrated Mindfulness Institute. Online, visit www.imi.earth. For ideas, questions, or comments, contact us by email, connect@imi.earth. Many blessings on our health and peaceful evolution. We are all in this together.